I figured I'd bust the phone out and record some thoughts while I'm out here hanging with the fuzzy homies. We got this guy over there, and then big boy right there. You know what I'm saying? They're just out here enjoying the sunshine, the breeze, barking at a few birds and stuff. So hopefully they're not too rambunctious while I'm trying to record this vid. You know, one of the things I wanted to touch on in this video was the concept of being an edge walker. Now, this is a relatively new term for me, so I can only speak from my understanding of the term. You know, the internet is a dope place. The internet is a dope tool that we should all be utilizing to make our lives better. We were born in this time period for a specific reason. So, use the tools at your disposal. You know, some people use it to better themselves and better humanity, and some people use it to destroy themselves and hide from their issues and hide from their problems and such, you know. But one of the blessings that's come from the internet is this YouTube channel of mine, where it helps me connect every so often with like-minded individuals that are walking their own respective journeys and passing along information to me, you know. And forgive me, I forget who dropped this comment before, you know, but they are the ones that brought the term Edgewalker to my consciousness. You know, I've always felt like that word made sense to me. You know, it's like I've always lived that life. I've always recognized the good in the world, but I've just as equally was able to acknowledge the evils of the world. You know, this comes back to that old phrase I've said 1,000,000,000 times, and here comes number 1,000,000,001. You know, don't be so high and mighty that you're no earthly good. You know, it's like, yes, we can bask ourselves in the light and stay in supreme vibrations and all that type of stuff. Yeah, that's great. But you can't ignore the evils of this world. You can't ignore the theft of this world. You can't ignore the heinous crimes that are going on in regards to children and trafficking and all this type of stuff that's going on in this world. And yeah, you can say that I only abide in high vibrational things, but that doesn't mean that you ignore some of the atrocities that are happening as well. And both sides of the program play an equal role in my life. You know? And with me, you know, abiding in so much information from both sides of the fence, both sides of the veil, you know, I kind of adopt some of those traits. You know, I have no problem, you know, being my little split personalities, Prince and Oliver, the light side and the dark side. You know, you'd be like, well, you're so spiritual, but you said that if people are fighting, that they should fight. Well, yeah, that's just the way of the land. I'm not here to impede on that. You know, like the edge walker is just the one that walks the fine line between the good and the evil of the world, between the light and the dark, between the left and the right, between Republican and Democrat, between this, between that. I just walk in the middle because I value balance, you know. But the thing is, it's like one of the cool things about, you know, being this so-called edge walker, once again, people might define this differently. Hey, buddy. It's like, you know, people might define this differently. But for me personally, it's like there's a level of indifference that comes with it. It's not that I don't care. It's just, it's none of my concern. You know, yes, I witnessed somebody struggling, but should I help them? Well, every high vibrational spiritual person says, of course you need to help them. They are a soul that needs your assistance. But then the dark side of me says, nah, you'll be tougher if you learn it on your own. If you struggle a little bit, if you fall, if you scrape your knee, you learn how not to fall. Or if you find yourself falling, you learn how to fall midway so you take in less damage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just giving light examples, but like, that's just where I'm at with things, you know? Shit, some of y'all that reach out to me for like the semen retention assistance, is that y'all find out real quick that I'm not your daddy. You know, I'm not gonna hold your hand through this. You know, it's like I'm one of those teachers that will let you fail over and over and over. And all I'm going to do is just ask you repeatedly, what did you learn? You know what I'm saying? It's like I've been solo dolo for a long time. You know, I'm a very lone wolf type of individual. Yes, I do value friends. Yes, I do value family. But when it comes to my own life, when it comes to my own successes and my own failures, all of that is my own responsibility. And I treat people the way I want to be treated. You know, I don't like handouts. I don't want to be pitied. I don't want someone to see me struggling and rob me of the satisfaction of figuring it out on my own. You know, I walk a lonely path, and sometimes it's very beneficial. Sometimes it hurts me. But it's just, the thing is, it's like my vision is just so far out there where it's just like, I can't be bothered by one side or the other. I can't be swayed. I have to stay on my path and on my mission. You know, it's like, as I stated multiple times as well, It's like my very first, spiritual practice. Like, my first pit stop in my spiritual journey was shamanism. And they always say that you walk the line between the physical and the metaphysical. You can walk in other people's darkness because it doesn't affect you. That's your problem. That's your darkness, not mine. But then how good of a shaman would I be if I was getting emotionally and spiritually swayed by the things I'm seeing in somebody else's psyche? I have to be steadfast in my morals. I have to be steadfast in my values and principles at all times, whether that's in the physical reality or the metaphysical reality. And a lot of people, they see this as me being a hard ass, which I am, and I can see it. If the shoe fits, wear it. I am a hard ass because I'm very 0 and 1. I'm very straightforward. I'm very true or false. Don't get me wrong. Of course, there's gray areas in life and all that type of stuff. But generally speaking, it's like, hey, either you did it or you didn't. Either you succeeded or you failed. If you failed, keep failing until you succeed. You know what I'm saying? And that same principle can be enacted in the metaphysical and the physical world. You want to, I don't know, like I would just use bench pressing or weight loss, for example. Okay, well, did you lose the 20 pounds that you wanted to lose? No. Well, then you failed. So keep going at it until you hit that goal. Am I supposed to sit here and boo-hoo and cry because you didn't reach your goal? No. I walked the path, But then the other side of it too is like, with me working in construction, I'm around felons often. I've shaken hands with people that have told me that they have killed other people, and I don't judge them at all. Murder is against one of the commandments and this and that. Yeah. Well, due to my code, I'm a rule breaker anyway. Was there a just cause for it, or were you just out there going willy-nilly? Now, if you're going out there and impeding on other people's, free will, then it's my job in neutrality to neutralize you. I didn't say kill you. I didn't say end you or unalive you, as the internet loves saying it. But it's just like I'm here to neutralize you because that's just where I operate. People in the light try to bring you to the light. People in the darkness try to bring you to the darkness. If you're off balance, I'm here to bring you back to zero. Get you reset so you can reevaluate your life's decisions and move accordingly. That's just my job. And like I said, like I'm very no nonsense. I know this about myself. Yes, I like when, and of course I have switches, once again, 0, 1, on and off. I could turn that off and on in my brain, but it's just like, I'm just no nonsense. If you said that you want to achieve something, what are you doing not stepping forward and trying to pursue that goal? What are you doing not working towards becoming the man or the woman that you want to be? You want to be spiritual. You want to unlock your superpowers. Well, what are those drugs doing for you? Nothing? Only holding you back? So why are you giving all your time to those? Why are you not meditating? Why are you asking somebody outside of you for answers about yourself? Once again, if you need therapy, go for it. But for me personally, it's just like, what does a therapist do? All they do is they ask the questions to bring the answers out of you. Within your own self, you have all the answers within you. So what did that experience do to you? Well, it made me feel unloved, and it made me feel like I had to do so much more. What did the therapist do? All they did was ask you a question, but the answer lied within you the entire time. Well, why do you feel the need to judge people the way that you do? Well, I judge people because this and that, and this, that, and the third. Once again, that answer came from within you. So when I apply that to my world, I'm just like, okay, yes, if you need the therapy, if you need that guidance, go for it. Get the help that you need. Once again, I'm here to neutralize you. But neutralize just means 0, as in 0 means unalive, dead, gone. Not in my world. I don't know. Once again, I feel like I'm talking in circles, but it's just like I just walk my path, and I just find myself being less and less swayed by things. The only thing that bothers me nowadays is the fact that people don't think for themselves. People don't walk their own path. People will stray off of their own path if people around them don't agree with the decisions that they make in their own personal lives. That's crazy to me. How would I be an Edgewalker if I was dragged into the darkness every 2 seconds? How could I be an Edgewalker if I was dragged into the light every 2 seconds? Don't get me wrong. It's like for every 2 steps in the light, there's 1 step in the dark. Yes, I lean more towards the light. However, it's just like I still see the pros and cons of both sides. You know, the side of darkness can get you to do some things that you typically wouldn't do. But if it was required in that situation, if it was required in that moment, then so be it. You know, thou shalt not kill, but someone comes and puts your hands on your daughter, your niece, your little brother, your little sister. Violence becomes an answer all of a sudden, right? No, I'm just going to pray for you. Peace, love, and namaste. Well, that could be in your world, but not in mine. You know what I'm saying? But then on the other side, violence is always the answer. We need to fight. So you're gonna go out there into somebody else's hood with your gun strapped. You got the llama in the trunk or whatever. Gang. You're gonna go into some foreign territory to go get your ops. Does that even sound like a militaristic strategy? To go into unknown territory, to go into hostile territory, promoting violence? So when something goes wrong and you get cornered, then what? So that's just an example of the dark not always being the answer. Violence is not always the answer. You see what I'm saying? There's this little word. Edgewalker can be equated to this word balance. You know? You say just because someone's spiritual doesn't mean that they're always in the light. Just because someone is studying the occult does not mean that they are in the dark. There are metaphysical properties to the dense matter. There are metaphysical properties to the light matter, to the immaterial matter. They are all just tools. The internet is just the internet. The tree is just the tree. But the internet can be used to hack, to steal, or it could be used to bring awareness and education to people. A tree can be used to block off a vital supply route. If you chop a tree and block a road, and it could be used to be formed into an arrow or a harpoon to impale somebody. Or you can just go hug the tree, get some stress relief, and get some knowledge. You see what I'm saying? This is why it's very important to be balanced. You know, once again, for those of you in the spiritual track, hey, if you want to abide in the light, go for it. If you want to abide in the darkness, go for it. I'm just saying, when you meet your match, don't say nothing to me. I'm just standing right here in the middle watching y'all go at it. Till the next one.